as they are in the dictionary, how potent they become when it in the hands of somebody who knows how to combine them. One of the famous quote on the power of words. I strongly believe the power of expression comes from the choice of words. And without words, there are no literature, there are no poems, there are no songs, there are no chants, there are no prayers. And without words, the man would have gone just above the beast, not able to express himself. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, my dear guests. Today I am going to express or share my experience or journey with words. I studied in a vernacular language till about 10th, and I got exposed or introduced to English at the age of 8 in the class 3. And in the schools, they used to teach grammar in a manner, something it looks like mathematics. For example, so the conversion of direct speech to indirect speech, they'll give you a formula. You do this, you do this, you do this, and then the speech gets converted. So it never mandated the people to know the real meaning of the sentences, but then when they apply the formula, they were getting the results right. So this is how my schooling started, and then my introduction to English started. And then later on, in that environment, the focus was mainly to gain marks, score marks, and then the pass examination. This was that. When I was in class 10, my craving for words has been sowed by one of my friends. That was the time when the computers were still in laboratories and then in some institutions. His bookshelf was filled with series of notebooks containing words, words and words. He had words for everything. And I was so fascinated by the kind of words that he was using, that kind of words he was introducing. I would have rather not imagined that English would have words for such things. That was quite fascinating for me. Inspired by his knowledge, I once asked him as to how to improve my vocabulary. He told me with a smile, just go and read the editorial of the Hindu, the newspaper. Took it seriously, started studying or reading the newspaper editorial column. Believe me, I for a while thought editorials are written in Greek or Latin. I could not understand. Finding few words of familiarity was a frenzied task for me. But nevertheless, I continued with that habit, and then I could gather a lot of words, which I was also using in my friend circle to get a little more popularity. And believe me friends, now I realize in hindsight that I had a lot of words, but then I didn't know how to apply them. I didn't know how to use them. Something like I have quiver full of arrows, but don't have a bow to shoot. Moving on, I got into L&T, and one of my colleagues, he gifted me a book called Word Power Made Easy, written by Norman Lewis. Wonderful gift. You can think of giving to anybody who has got flair for words. The book approaches the words through what's called as etymology. Etymology is study of word roots. Kudos to the author. Anyone who reads that book will just fall in love with words. Within very short time, you will garner more and more words because it approaches words through etymology. Common roots stemming out of them, multiple words, so you will gain more and more within the short span. Not only that, the another great advantage of that book is also to make you use those words. Not only you by heart or you learn words, also you will be able to use the words. So that was a very good, I would say, great thing that has happened to me at that point in time. When I moved into president office, I had a lot of opportunity to write speeches, to write magazine interviews, to magazine articles, also circulars. Always I used to make a draft and then develop the draft using a lot of difficult, tough and kind of uncanny words. My boss, in his own inimitable style, made me realize that business communication needs to be crisp and to the point. Also, he made me realize that think of the target audience before you make any communication. So the point was, I realized like not to deliver what you know, than to pitch it according to the requirement for the situation, according to the requirement and the palette of the target audience. Now, the next phase, getting into Toastmasters. Toastmasters is a very good platform for learning words. Each week we are introduced to a word which is not so common, at the same time which is being used very vividly by most of the fellow Toastmasters in different manners. So this becomes, you internalize the words in much better manner than in other manners. So guys, I would like to quote Robert Frost quote, which he says, I can summarize all my experience in life in 3 words. That is, it goes on. So the journey is on. I'm still getting into varieties of modes by which I can learn words. But for example, I have subscribed to email. That is Merriam-Webster's email. Every day they give word of the day and with application. So such things I'm still on. So the search and then the journey is still on. To summarize my speech, I would like to say a few points. One is that have the urge to learn new words. It gives you the power, it keeps you stay young. Use them with discretion because words can make or break. And the last one, they say that use it or lose it. So if you don't use the word, then you lose the word. Thanks for patient learning. Over to Toastmasters.